All right, ladies and gentlemen, boy, do I have a little treat for you guys here today. If you're not familiar with what these were pretty popular a couple years ago, back when mining motherboards were getting super expensive and kind of like they are today. So this is a single PCI slot right here. I put it in a riser just for an example, but you would normally plug this into a motherboard that only has one or maybe even two PCI slots, and then it expands it to 8 risers. So you can go from 1 to 8 through the magic of, well, hello there, little kitty, a PLX switching chip. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on inside that little chip, but these are cool units. I don't know if they even sell these anymore. If I can find them, I'll put a link down below. I have two of these 1 to 8 splitters, but what's more common is the 1 to 4 times splitters. These are a little finicky to get set up, but it basically turns any motherboard that has a PCI Express 16 slot into a mining motherboard. So yeah, really, really cool. Kind of like a blast from the past, and let's see if it works today. There's a kitty cat. All right, guys, so I apologize in advance, but this is the machine. This is my test bench machine. I'm going to be putting the ×8 splitter in. So this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You can take a motherboard with one single PCI Express slot and then hopefully expand it in up to 8. Does this always work on every motherboard or every system? Absolutely not, but this is a 3rd gen i5, so pretty old setup on DDR3. We'll see if it'll work on this and go from there. We will be providing all the external power with this server power supply, because that Dell OEM power supply won't even run that daggone 470, let alone expanding it. So we're gonna turn this rig off just for reference. The RX 474 gigs making about 70 cents a day. Actually, hold on, let me pause this CPU miner. It's making 69 cents a day. So because the CPU is mining. Wow, that little i5 3550 was actually making like 8 cents a day. That's impressive. So let me stop this miner and go ahead and pull this card out and see if we can't daggone expand this rig. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, just to catch you up to speed, so I have the RX 470 on a riser here, plugged into power to the server power supply, and the 8 times splitter is in the board, and it's plugged in to the riser through a USB cable. So we're going to just try 1 and then just try to expand up from there. But basically, if we can get 1 to work and 2 to work, then it should just kind of snowball from there. So let's go ahead and power this bad boy up. Let me see. Normally, this is not suggested, but whenever I'm like daisy chaining power supplies together, I'll always go ahead and give the server power supply power first, and then I'll power on the system. So I don't like to give that power like for a long time before giving power to the system. But oh, we got some lights on there. Wonder what that means. It's got 4 amber lights and 3 red lights, and we got a display that just popped up a second ago. Sorry about this dirty old screen. And my stand for the screen broke, so I got like a little iPhone or an iPad holder right there. Uh-oh. Hopefully we're gonna have something. Alright, I'm gonna give it a minute and we'll be back if anything pops up. Alright, so we have video output out of the RX 470. It did not give me any display out of this slot, so I flipped it over to this slot, and it actually has a USB that was blinking behind it when I plugged it into that slot. So I don't know if that means, you know, some of these slots are not going to work for this motherboard. There's not a lot of info on these, like, you know, 8 splitters, but yeah, I mean, if I could even split it just a couple times, that'd still be better than nothing. So let's see if this bad boy is going to let us mine while it's plugged into a riser, and if we have any reduced hash rates. It shouldn't affect it really at all. It still should mine perfectly fine. And then we'll try to move on up and see if we can't get 2 cards running. Let's see, go ahead and pause that. What were we benchmarking? Lyra 2 Rev and Kapow. Huh, we'll leave those off for right now. Oh, it wiped my benchmarks. Oh, it sees it as a new card. Interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and I guess I'll probably have to reset up my overclocks, but we'll set it for Kapow. And let's check MSI Afterburner. Did it keep my overclocks? No, it did not. So we'll bump up that memory a little bit, like 2000. And then this core, I had it at like 1250. We'll go ahead and throw these fans on about 80. And I gave this card like +5 power because it had a mining BIOS, so it was like for Ethereum to cut power back. All right, so let's start this benchmark. Let's see where we get. I'll be right back. All right, so we have 2 cards plugged into the 8x splitter, and they are running. That card in the middle is not running. This is the R9 290X 4 gig. Sapphire RX 470 4 gig. Obviously my 4 gig cards were not being utilized very well, but currently right now on the R9 290X I have it making 56 cents a day. That's more than I thought it would make. Obviously she's losing money because that thing burns a ton of power, but still really cool. I'm gonna try to get a 3rd card up and running, a little GT 1030 right there. But yeah, so super excited. Yeah, I mean this is cool. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I have 3 cards currently running off of this system, and they're all showing up. Hold on, let me zoom in right there. They're all showing up, the R9 290, GT 1030, and a RX 470. So, I don't have any other cards that aren't currently running or in a rig. Obviously, that 1030 is not doing hardly nothing. The R9 290 is doing like 60 cents on Beam V3. And then the Radeon 470 4 gig is doing about 70 cents on Ravencoin. But yeah, just still cool to see that these 8x splitters can actually work on a board that was never designed to have, you know, more than, I think it's, yeah, 2 graphics cards in it. So later on, when I have some more cards, I'll revisit this and see if we can't get some more cards running on it. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Brandon on Brandon Coin, and I'll see you on the next one. What you want to say to him, kitty? What you want to say, huh? Say bye. Bye.